How Zimbabwe is leading Africa into a gold-backed currency reset. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Zimbabwe's now official ZWG, aka the ZiG, currency is setting a new standard for stability and exchange rate value. As African nations increasingly turn to gold to hedge against economic instability, Zimbabwe is leading the continent into a gold-backed currency future. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, RBZ, recently announced the certification of the Zimbabwe Gold, ZiG, with an international currency code, ZWG, by the World Bank, giving it a distinct identity among other nations' official currencies. The ZiG is a revolutionary currency backed by precious metals, mainly gold, and foreign currency with a cumulative value of about $300 million US. Currently, there are ZiG 1, ZiG 2, ZiG 5, ZiG 10, and ZiG 20 notes in circulation, with plans to introduce ZiG 50, ZiG 100, and ZiG 200 notes in the near future. Minor units of the ZiG are known as cents, reflecting a familiar structure for ease of transactions. Since its introduction at a rate of ZiG 13.66 to the US dollar, the currency has shown remarkable stability, currently trading at ZiG 13.44. There are about $80 million US worth of ZiG in circulation. This stability is a stark contrast to the volatility that plagued previous iterations of the Zimbabwean dollar for the past several decades. Zimbabwe's gold-backed currency initiative. Other African nations following suit. Economic implications for the continent. The IMF's positive perspective on gold-backed currencies. Zimbabwe has emerged as a pioneer in a significant shift towards gold-backed currencies across the African continent. As economic instability and currency depreciation arise, African nations increasingly look to gold to safeguard their financial futures. Zimbabwe's gold-backed currency initiative. Zimbabwe's introduction of the Zimbabwe Gold, ZiG, currency marks a groundbreaking move in Africa's economic landscape. The new currency, backed primarily by gold and other forex reserves, replaces the beleaguered Zimbabwean dollar. Since its launch in April, the ZiG has aimed to stabilize the nation's economy and restore confidence in its financial system. David Mnangagwa, Zimbabwe's Deputy Minister of Finance, Economic Development, and Investment Promotion, emphasized the importance of controlled money supply to maintain the currency's value. This approach addresses past issues of hyperinflation and rapid devaluation. The government's strategy to drip-feed the ZWG into the market is designed to preserve the currency's value, ensuring long-term stability and economic growth. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has also recognized the positive strides made by Zimbabwe. According to an IMF review, Zimbabwe's economy is showing resilience, with growth expected to recover strongly in 2025. The introduction of the ZiG has played a pivotal role in ending a period of macroeconomic instability, and the IMF commends Zimbabwe's improved monetary policy discipline and efforts to stabilize the new currency. Other African nations following suit. Inspired by Zimbabwe's initiative, several African countries are taking similar steps to secure their economic stability through gold-backed currencies. Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, and Madagascar have all announced plans to bolster their gold reserves and, in some cases, back their currencies with gold. Nigeria's central bank has initiated a domestic gold buying program and plans to repatriate its existing gold reserves. This move aims to mitigate risks associated with the weakening U.S. economy and the volatility of the U.S. dollar. Similarly, Uganda and Tanzania have launched gold acquisition strategies to strengthen their financial reserves and reduce dependency on foreign currencies. Tanzania announced a significant investment of $400 million to purchase 6 tons of gold, reflecting a strong commitment to securing its economic future. Uganda's central bank introduced a domestic gold buying program to purchase gold directly from local artisanal miners, aiming to address risks in the international financial markets. Economic implications for the African continent. The shift towards gold-backed currencies represents a significant financial development for African economies. By leveraging gold, countries aim to protect themselves against geopolitical risks and currency depreciation. This strategy also addresses the concerns over America's economic policies and the potential weaponization of the U.S. dollar. Analysts highlight that adding gold to national reserves allows countries to grow their reserve assets without sacrificing other hard currency reserves. This approach is particularly pertinent for nations facing economic sanctions or anticipating a decline in the US dollar's value. The strategic accumulation of gold reserves can bolster economic resilience and foster long-term stability across the continent. The IMF's positive perspective on gold-backed currencies. The global financial community is closely monitoring Africa's transition to gold-backed currencies. Experts from institutions like the IMF recognize the potential benefits but also caution about the challenges. Sustained economic stability and disciplined monetary policies are crucial for the success of these initiatives. The IMF's positive assessment of Zimbabwe's economic policies is a testament to the potential success of gold-backed currencies. The institution's recommendations for further refinements to the policy framework highlight the importance of continuous improvement and adaptation. Zimbabwe's pioneering move sets a precedent, encouraging other African nations to consider similar measures. Zimbabwe's bold step towards a gold-backed currency is reshaping the financial landscape in Africa. As more nations follow suit, the continent is positioning itself to mitigate economic risks and enhance financial stability. This trend underscores a broader move towards leveraging gold as a safeguard against global economic uncertainties, potentially setting a new standard for currency stability in the 21st century. With the positive momentum from IMF reviews and the collective efforts of African nations, the future looks promising for a continent embracing economic resilience through gold. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.